tutorial, I want to talk about how to have the computer do more of your work for you. For example, the use of formulas or functions. It's really the same thing, and you'll see it called both in the Formulas tab and the Insert Function tab. So let's go back up here to Canada Thistle. Let's say I wanted to add up all of these numbers. Now there are some easy ways to do it, and then there's some more complex, but sometimes the more complex allows you to do a variety of different things. But I'll start easy. If I just wanted to sum these, find the total of all these numbers, I can highlight what I would like it to total, come up here to the Formulas tab, click on Auto Sum, hit Sum, and right below the string that I highlighted, it's going to give you the total for all of those numbers. You see 129 there. Another way to do the same thing is every time you're trying to tell the computer to actually do some math for you, you have to start with an equal sign. That's the sign that says, hey, I want you to figure something out for me. And then you can type in the word sum, hit a parentheses, and notice as I start typing the command, it tells me what format to add things in from now on. I could either click on all of these cells individually and have them separated by commas, or I can click and drag my entire string, and you'll see it gives you a range up here in your formula bar. You can close that out, hit enter, and you get the same value. Now you could do the same thing for a different set of information. Let's say you wanted to get the average. So highlight that again. Instead of sum, hit average, and it gives you the average of just those numbers. Another way to do that is to type in the word average. You can always just type out whatever command you'd like it to give, and if you're not sure which command you'd like it to give, you can come here to Insert Function, and you can select from among all your choices here, or you can type in what you want it to do here, like find the mean, which is the same thing as average, and it'll give you your most often used for average. So here I could hit average, and it's the same thing. All right, I don't want to do that. So that's a pretty handy tool. Now the other thing to keep in mind is sometimes you want to combine its math with your math. So let's say I wanted to find the total of all of these numbers. Let's highlight that again, hit total or auto sum, gives me the total. I can click on the box, which it gives me the result, but up here in the formula bar it shows me the function, and I want to divide it by the total number of plots that we surveyed. Let's say 176, then I can hit enter, and it'll divide that total by 176, which would be actually the density of Canada thistle in our entire survey area. So that's pretty handy. Another thing that you can do here that I really like is to have it count how many cells have a number in it. So for example, if I want to put the equal sign and count, I can say count for me. Let me put my parentheses in, and if you have an error, it'll pop up with a message and you just have to correct it. Highlight the number of cells I want it to count, close it off, hit enter, and it says you had 20 cells that had a numeric value in there. So again, that simplifies things. So if I wanted to figure that out for bindweed, that's a really long string. I may not want to do that on my own. I can just do count. Again, highlight it, close it out, and hit enter, and it tells me that I had 99 cells that had a value in it. All right, some more advanced formulas that can really help you crunch the data might be to have Excel count all the values here that are greater than or less than a certain amount. You can tell it to do things like that, or you can have it count all the values that have a certain piece of information in it. For example, I could have it count all of the cells that have less than 1 meter from stream edge in the plot. For that tool, it's called the count if. You start with the equal sign, do count if, and you see that pop up here. It says counts the number of cells within a range that meets the given criteria. That's what I want. And now it says, once I start my parentheses, plug in your range, separate it with a comma, and then put in your criteria. So let's say I want to know how many within, we'll just say just this string right here, how many of these cells say 1 less than 5. All right, I come up here, put in my comma. Sometimes it wants a quotation mark as well. I'm going to do that just in case. 1 less than 5. I close it out and I hit enter. Oops, it doesn't like something I did. I forgot to close my parentheses. So I want to read what it says and then say, okay, you can automatically change it, or I want to change it. And I wanted to change it because I didn't like its option. And then I hit enter, and it says you had 3 cells that said 1 less than 5. So that's pretty handy because it'd be a quick way to determine how many invasive species you found in each of your plot description types. The last thing I want to point out here is to convert numbers. Let's say you have the number 23 in here, or rather let's say 0.23, and you would like it to appear as a percentage, and you're feeling too lazy to go in and manually change that. You can click on that decimal, go to your Home tab, and over here under the number part of the ribbon, you can either choose percent right here, or you can use the drop down and choose percent or any number. If I want it to be a fraction, I can convert it to a fraction or a percent or a dollar amount or whatever I'm choosing for my needs. All right, so if I made it a percent, it's in percent. You could do it to a whole string of numbers. If I wanted to convert all of these percents back into a decimal, I can just do it at the click of a button. So keep in mind that there really are a lot of formulas you can use. If you click on the Formula tab, you'll see some of them up here. You can look in and play around with these different ones. Just think about it as Excel's been written to try and make data analysis easier, so there's probably a formula to help you with whatever you're looking to do rather than manually counting something, adding something, or manipulating it.